What is up, everybody? Happy Monday to you. Man, this year went by fast. I can't even believe we're in the seventh day of October, but here we are. I wanted to kind of address something. This brother, he had, chimed into one of my posts about delineation, and he, stated the case that not all African Americans have white people's blood in there, or not African, but foundational Black Americans. And, that is arguable. Like I said, right? My argument is that we're not pure Africans, that's for sure, right? Because obviously during the slave trade, there was a lot of there was a lot of, just violation of those Africans, ethno-genociding them basically, where, they weren't pure. They weren't necessarily the homogenous people from the womb that they were. And so you go through slavery, right? Some people will argue, I don't have white people's blood in me, because when you look at all the generations, we diluted the white people's blood from slavery. It's like, you can make that argument if you want to, but not every FBA is the same. So, for example, my family has a huge Irish descent, I would say, lineage in there. And I'm not trying to say this to kind of, oh, I got the white man's blood in me or nothing like that. It's just facts, all right? Like, nobody is pure. And I talked about this before. If you run the DNA of most people on this earth, you're not going to see him hegemony, because we come from nations of people. But if we want to just kind of talk about race, right, and the Black race specifically, we don't come from the same ancestral bloodlines as maybe some of our brothers and sisters are far. So, for example, my granny, her father is Irish and Black. I'm not sure how that happened, but her husband, her father is Irish and Black, right? And so it's one of those things that, there's a lot of racial dilution when it comes to Black Americans and histories of it, because even beyond slavery, right, there was some race mixing, right, by choice, right? And so you have all of these dynamics of, Black people, their lineage, their ancestry. One thing I know for sure is that my people were here since the 1800s. So we're not immigrants, we're foundationals. But I do want to just emphasize, because I was talking to my granny about this, and I was like, Granny, I've been, talking about this Black delineation movement, and I feel like I know our ancestry. She's like, make sure you get the Cherokee. And I'm like, that don't matter. I'm talking about the Black stuff. She's like, no, you got to focus on the Indian. And it's just like, all right, And, here's the thing. I would say that I am a mutt. I know people don't like to hear people say that, but I'm a foundational Black American. I am a mutt. There's nothing homogenous about me when it comes to, quote, a construct of race, even though, at the surface, I'm a brown skin. I got all that womb. God was like, you gonna get the womb. And he gave me the melanin from the womb, right? And I'm very grateful for this melanin, right? I was taught to hate this melanin. I was taught to hate the skin I am in, but I learned to love the skin that I am in. And I'm very grateful for this melanin. I am very, very grateful for my melanin. But that is just to say that, I do concede that, many Black Americans, we do have different bloodlines running through us. Some of us may have more Native Indigenous in us. Some of us may have more African in us, and some of us may be, a smorgasbord. But I mean, most times we are judged by the way that we look. And I only mentioned the Irish ancestry, and it's not like I'm ashamed of it. But I only mentioned the Irish ancestry just because, to just state the case that for this particular FBA, I am a mutt. I am a mutt. I'm not a pure African. I don't even think, like, because of how my family has just been mixed throughout the decades, I mean, it's really hard for us to claim that we are even closer to being Africans than anything else, because with genetics is always the luck of the draw. Even if you have lighter complected parents, the kid, if there's a black parent in the equation, the kid may take back. So these are just things to think about. Also, I did a live stream last night talking about what could have been the catalyst to Diddy's takedown. And I want to just make note that I'm not defending this man. I think that, what he inclined himself to do to other people with his thirst for power was absolutely repulsive and satanic, right? But he was in a machine of Satanism. And again, this machine is taking him down, but it is notable that some of this takedown seems very coordinated, and it's just kind of undeniable to me. And so that's what I was talking about in that live stream. There's always that lower comprehension person that don't listen to comprehend or nor read to comprehend the context in which things are spoken. So you always got to get on the mic and give people the fewer word for dummies version of what you were saying. So again, I was not defending Diddy. I was not trying to lift him up on a pedestal of grace. I was just calling out facts the way that they were. And hey, if people want to say things are conspiracy, fine. But guess what? The United States operates as a big ass conspiracy. It just does. This nation is so conspiratorial and manipulating the government. So we just all, when in Rome, what? Do what the Romans do, right? So, but I don't think anything nice that was conspiracy. I'm just looking at some patterns of fact and I'm making sense of them. And that's what I do over here. You don't see me going down chasing rabbit holes because I'm not interested in that. I think there's a broader context to everything. There's a broader meaning. And a broader understanding to things. And I just kind of like to explore those. And like I said, I am not on any bandwagon of ignorance. For those passionately ignorant people who keep coming to my live stream with all your trolling, we pray for you. We really do pray for you. But, and I do try to ignore the trolls because they just really try to break the energy of the live stream so that they can spew their demonic vitriol. Some of these rat-faced people just need to get some value. And I don't even care if you're a product of nepotism and you just grew up in a whole lot of money. Obviously, you did not learn how to gain value in yourself because you're hateful and you running around doing hateful things. So you're a low value person no matter how much money your daddy has. But anyways, you guys have a wonderful day and I will catch you on the next one. Bye.